Welcome back to Point of Focus, and today we have a lot of teenagers and young adults in studio with us, and we have two more who are joining us today. We have Ms. Veena Hanuman and Mr. Vikash Singh. Hi guys. Hi. Thank you so much for joining me on set today, and I know from backstage you guys look very excited to be here. So tell me a bit about yourself, Veena.
I am Veena. I'm 20 years of age and I attend UWI, pursuing a bachelor's in biology alongside biochemistry and phlebotomy. And basically my vision in life is to help young people become what we have lost in society, that is be better people, have compassion, and basically all the values that we have lost in society. And yeah.
Yes. Okay, and Vikash, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Vikash Singh. 17 years of age. Study at upper level education. My aim in life is to be an IT engineer.
Oh, well, that's great. You know, it's very amazing to see young people pursuing education, and there are a lot of young people pursuing education. However, there are some of them that, you know, lack that adrenaline or that motivation to really go forward, and you find them, you know, slacking off and getting involved in the wrong things. You know, but let's, I know we're going to deal with some of these social issues and what you guys think of, you know, like peer pressure, teenage pregnancy and all these things. But there's something that I want you guys to stress on in terms as young adults, young teenagers going into adulthood. You know, what really inspired you to become the person that you are, Veena, in terms of your passion and really pursuing an education and a career path?
Well, I did not grow up in a well-off family. I would say a wealthy family. My parents were farmers, and I grew up in that. I grew up as farming. I grew up selling in the market, wholesale, and that inspired me to be, you know, I wanted to have a better life in terms of having a good job, being able to support myself independently, and because of that, I was able, that's my motivation basically, to pursue the education that I am right doing.
And I would like to stress on what you just said, that, you know, you don't have to come from a rich background or born, as some people quote, a gold spoon in your mouth to become somebody in life. Just by the experiences and the challenges you face should be enough to motivate you to be someone better in life and to make a difference. And I must commend you, Veena. I must say it's very commendable on what you're doing, and, you know, really having that positivity to go forward. So congratulations on that. And Vikash, tell me a bit about you. What inspired you to pursue its engineering? Right?
Yes. No, well, I see the amount of apps coming out now and the technology, they keep on advancing. I want to be like one of them who comes out with technology. Like
so you want to create your own app?
Yeah, I want to create something.
So we have our own app designer in studio. But that's very, I must commend you on that as well, being very ambitious, you know, and a lot of times we have our young men who wants to pursue a career, but you don't find them, you know, I want to be the maker of this particular product or this particular brand and my name affiliated with it. You know, sometimes they settle for mediocre. But here you are pursuing to be the best. So congratulations on that.
Thanks.
So guys, you know, I know that some of you may have challenges in your teenage life growing up as young adults. And you know, one thing that's very prominent currently, especially in schools, is peer pressure. And I guess we all have experienced peer pressure at some point in our lives. So Veena, tell me a bit, have you ever been pressured to do something?
Well, basically, I have not been peer pressured because I stayed away from it. I used to read a lot of books and so on, so I used to stay far from it. But as a witness, I saw that many were influenced in terms of having relationships at a young age, and because they saw that one person in a relationship, they find that something nice, so they go and do it, and you know, and I think that have a big effect on their life because they're doing things that I don't think, personal view is that something is supposed to do at a young age, you know, have fun, go into relationships at a young age and, do those things.
But being a witness, I'm guessing that some of these persons were your friends who were pressured into doing things that they're not supposed to.
That's true.
So what advice did you give to them?
Honestly, I told them that, you have to stay away from these things. You do things for your age. You do, like, have fun. Just not have fun in a relationship, but like have fun. Like, let's read books. I used to love to read books. Yeah, like honestly, I just encourage them to read books. I read a whole library of books, and tell them, let's read books. It's great.
Thank you so much for your advice. But there are some persons who I know may not enjoy reading. Not everybody is a bookworm.
That's true.
But from the guests that we had before, being involved in an extracurricular activity actually helps. It helps a lot in dealing with some of the pressures of society, and even with classmates and friends and all influences. And I think that's very important. So find a hobby, something that you love to do, whatever is your passion, pursue it, and with that you find happiness and wholeness. No need to go looking at someone, or even if you're being pressured, there's no need to adapt to what the status quo is. Be your own person, and being unique is very important, yes, especially as young people. Yes. So Vikash, as for you, to our viewers looking on, do you have anything for the young men who are there? Any advice you'd like to give to them to be successful in life and pursue their passion?
Yeah, if you have a goal and you want to achieve it, you have to work towards it. Like, I want to design an app and create an app. I want to go into that and learn everything about it. And I would go into other apps to see. Like, let's say you make one, I would go into yours, download it, check it out, and use some ideas to make it into one. So you don't go straight to it, but you see other things too.
So you must assess your environment and do research in the field that you want to do. And there's something I'd like to say to our young people looking on, and it's something that I say to a lot of young people when I speak at various seminars, and that is write down your vision. Write down what you want to become in life, what you want to achieve, and every day keep writing that down and see 10 years, 5 years from now that everything you've written down on that paper will come to pass. So we're going to make a switch because we have one more guest in studio, and I would like to have a conversation with her as well. So we'll be right back. Welcome back to Point of Focus, and today our last guest, I should say, is Miss Melissa Hanuman. Yes, and Melissa, both of you related?
Yes, sisters.
Sisters, okay. Can see a slight resemblance. So Melissa, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
My name is Melissa Hanuman. I'm 19 years of age. I was the past title holder of Miss India Trinidad and Tobago 2014. I'm currently pursuing my degree in psychology. Yeah, that's basically it.
So Melissa, Veena and I had an interesting conversation earlier before, and we were talking about social issues. And one of the topics that we mentioned was peer pressure. Now, out of peer pressure, we have teenage pregnancy coming out of it, because now you have young women are being influenced to have sex at a young age, and you have pressure from the boyfriend and even from your girlfriends as well. And tell me your thoughts. What are your thoughts in terms of women or young ladies who are engaging in such activities?
My personal opinion on that would be, it would all go hand in hand with peer pressure. Back to peer pressure, where your friends would influence you to do as such, and you would feel as if you need to do it in order to blend in order to fit in with your friends. And it's, if you put yourself in that situation, that's what happens.
I'd like to add to that. And teenage pregnancy is basically where kids are having kids, and this affects that kid that they're having and this person's life in terms that they don't have the life that they would have wanted, like in terms of having a good education, having certain things that they wanted, even they do even have the responsibility, the mindset to take on the responsibility of having kids. And you know, this is really something that causes, it leads back to the other social issues in terms of crime and violence and theft, because they look to these things because they don't have a proper education, they don't have a good job to go to mind these kids, to take care of these kids, and they would eventually go to thieving and, well, stealing, sorry.
And I guess it all depends on the background that they come from. Now, of course, teenage pregnancy stems from, it is teenagers having children. So you're still basically a child, just a bit older, right? And a lot of time, these teenagers, their lifespan in terms of really becoming an adult and going through the changes have been shortened. So you find there's a period where they have to grow up quickly. Exactly. Right? Because of the decisions that they make, and they make mistakes. We all make mistakes in life, but you know what? You're given a second chance. And for some of you teen moms, I should say, who are looking on, it's not always a bad thing if you make a mistake and you become pregnant. You know, that doesn't mean your world has ended. But look at your child as a gift from God, and you know, move forward. Still have a positive mind. You can still pursue an education, a career, and be successful in life. And for you as young women looking on at even our younger women out there who are, you know, with little children and all of that, you know, sometimes you guys can be inspirations to them. Yes. Right? You know, you need to press on, you need to move forward and forget the past. Exactly. And a lot of times we are plagued by our past, and we allow our past to affect us so much that it's difficult to move forward. Yes. So what are your thoughts in terms of preventing? How can a young person make a difference? Even though they've made mistakes, what advice would you give to them, Melissa?
Basically, making mistakes, we're all humans, we make mistakes. In order to prevent those mistakes from being made, I would suggest educate yourself, educate others around you, help your friends. Don't be peer pressured, I should say. Educate yourselves on what these issues are doing to you, and try your best to stay away.
Any closing remarks for you, Rita?
Basically, I would say the same thing. Education is the key. I always say that, but it's not always about education. You know, sometimes believing in God. You know, and you know, there's life after death. So you know, think about spirituality, developing that spiritual being inside you, and you know, it's all about that.
Well, thank you so much, girls, for being here today. It was a pleasure having all of you in studio with me. It was very fun, I must say, to get your views and perspectives on life and really what's happening in our country. I know to our viewers who are looking on, just to add to, you know, what both our girls and even our guests before said, you know, I'd like to encourage our young people who are looking on to always be happy with yourself. You are unique. Be who God has created you to be, and discover yourself and discover your purpose. Never believe that because you made a mistake, your life has ended, because God has greater things in store for you. So this brings us to the end of our show. I'd like to thank all our guests who have been here in studio with us. I'd like to thank you, our viewers, for tuning in again today. And I'm Sarah Nangu. You've been watching Point of Focus, where we focus on the issues that matters to you.